Hello everybody, this is TA TrakRacer. I haven't put out a video for a while, so I thought this would be a good time to start. We just picked up a load. We're at Long Beach. I just dropped a load here. It's the first load I ever dropped here. So let's take a look what we picked up. We picked this up. We're going to take it back to Dallas, Texas. So let's head on out of here. This is a really interesting place if you haven't been here. Really big. Been a few modifications since we last were on. Have a new shifter. I got a BDH sequence that goes between H pattern and sequence shifter. So far it's been an excellent shifter. I've wanted one for a long time. I've come down in price a little bit, so I bought it off the developers in England that made the shifter, and so far it's been excellent. I'm going to play this as simulation. As you can see, I've got my granddaughters with me. She want to take a ride. She's never been to California, so I brought her along with us. A lot of times when I get to play this by myself, I just don't do all this. But I'm gonna play just like I'd be doing it in real life. Enjoyed the ride back to Detroit, or I guess Detroit, Dallas. Detroit's not open yet. Detroit comes open. Hopefully Ohio will be open by that time. That's where I'm from. You kind of need to be able to drive around your home state. I've completed the Iowa challenge. Getting better at them. It didn't take as long this time, but there's not as many spots there as there are some states, so it didn't take a long time. Yeah, there's lots of ships around here, bridge. It's a huge place. So this is the first delivery I've made here. California flag. It's a beautiful day this morning in California. I don't know how much of the ships we'll be able to see. Big container ships over there getting unloaded. So most of the product comes in from these. Well, our west. Like California, China, overseas here, clear up through the big ports they have in Seattle and down in Oregon. I don't know if this is the largest one, but it's a pretty big operation they got here. Pretty massive, pretty impressive. Hey, Billy, it's supposed to be pretty hot today. You stay under that cover, okay? I'll see you on the return trip. Billy's a pretty good old boy. He helped me. Give me a little directions on how to get through here. You could get lost in this place. As you know from other journeys, if you were with us, I'm on a triple screen setup. Sometimes I'll rotate the screen around so you can see what I'm seeing. Your view's basically out the front. Driver perspective. Turn these off now. Just dropped that. I had a large piece of machinery. It looked like it was a logger that I dropped off there, probably going overseas somewhere. And we'll need to get over here. What an impressive place. Come back over the bridge, you'll be able to see some of the waterway and some ships out in the water. Off the coast of Los Angeles. If you ever played Grand Theft Auto, you've probably seen a lot of this area. Some big container ships. Some oil storage bins or some kind of liquid storage bins over there. Sim racing, I raced in Long Beach. Didn't see all this in the racetrack. Of course, they just convert some streets to the racetrack. I don't know which streets we were on. Saving up. I got my garage. I don't know if you saw, but I did have a second garage built in Missouri. Got it fully expanded now. Got a couple drivers working out of there. I got 2 drivers working out of my Corpus Christi garage. So that's helping with the funds. I just bought some new Ruta mods. They're American Star, I think it is. Truck package. Trying to save up so I can buy me one of them. Getting pretty close. I don't want to I don't want to trade this truck in. I could have bought one if I would have traded this in. I'm not sure which model I'm going to get yet. There's a Pete 389. There's a KW. It's pretty nice. Freightliner. And there's another one. I don't remember which one that is. I think there's 4 trucks in the pack, maybe 5. I don't know. I think the only one I've loaded on this profile is the 389 Pete. So if I want one of the other ones, I'm going to have to load it in. I wanted to try it because I already had like 30 mods on this profile. And out there's the Pacific. Pretty cool. Like a nice calm day today. Of course, here in California, we have a 55-mile-an-hour speed limit for trucks. Chewing along 75 to 80 in New Mexico and Arizona, heading over this way. Came from Corpus Christi. I took a load down to Laredo, and I took a short one over to Corpus Christi. Visited my home shop, my previous home shop. This is a fairly nice, relaxing drive through California. Los Angeles in all its glory. Parts of Los Angeles, I assume. Go around here in my helicopter a lot. Grand Theft Auto 6. Of course, it wasn't called Los Angeles. Watch my speed limit here. So let me get over, so I better do that. Been a while since I've been to California. I've been staying out in the Midwest. Going north and south. Not much east and west lately. Been taking some of the bigger runs I had access to so I can build up funds. I don't want another Peter. I might want to try the KW. If I do, I'll need to put that mod in here as well. When we get back over. I do that a lot in this game. Over to the right. Go back over to the left. But I don't know, this is a lot relaxing game. I want to do some iRacing this week. Maybe I'll post some of that. Me and my friend Dylan may be running the Nord this weekend, a 4-hour race. There's some shorter races I may run this week on the Nord to practice up for it. Haven't been playing as much iRacing as I had in the past. Still love it, just needed a break for a while. It can get pretty intense. Start not doing as well as you'd like to do. My rating took a big dip. I never recovered from that. But we'll see if we can get it built back up a little bit. I've never been super high anyway. I've been playing it a couple of years now. We went through a period where every race it was raining. I didn't like that. So I got out of the habit of playing it. And we can't hardly keep up with the speed coming up this hill. Good downshift, but we're getting ready to go downhill here. Should get us back up to speed. And looks like I'm a couple hours away from my break. I stop about. It's only 7:30 local time here. Arcade Resort. Try to get through as much California as I can before I take a break. Got about a 6-hour trip from my last break coming this way, make the delivery. Did that, and I picked this up at the same location I dropped the other one, so it was the best paying job on the map for me at the time. Fumbling around my cup holder there. That's why I didn't switch lanes and keep my speed up higher. Oh man, 35 mile an hour speed limit. Had time to try to pass, but it's a different path when I come in. I was on pretty much highways coming in. I didn't have anything like this. I went through. We got the big engine in this, so we can get around some of these other trucks in this. Still pretty much stay to the speed limit. Back up to 55 mile an hour. An hour before I have to sleep. $20.26 right now, so that'll put me about $21.26. It'll be a good time to go to sleep. Wake up, it'll be close to daylight. Having a little trouble finding my cup holder. I rearranged my rig a little bit. I just moved my wheel back towards me so I can have more leg room. Get closer to the wheel so I'll have plenty of leg room. That's a nice one. Let's just go ahead and take a break here. It can be hard to find them sometimes. Nice big sleeping area. Last break I was over an hour late finding a place. Didn't do it intentionally. I was trying to stop. Stopped at one rest area that had a few spots around the outside edges that didn't have pull ends, and I couldn't find a place that would trigger me to let me sleep. So I had to drive through that, and I still had an hour and a half to go, and it was already time to go to sleep. Fortunately, I didn't have any problems. I didn't fall asleep on the way. But you do that in this. Ooh, I wouldn't have done this if I saw him doing that. Strip mall. How do I get to the truck stop? Well, it's right up here. I'm driving into it. Always like to get some gasoline first. It's pretty expensive here in California compared to what I've been paying. Plenty of empty berths here. Always like to start with a full tank if I can. $5.04 a gallon for diesel. I was paying $3.60s. Some other places out in the Midwest. Good old California. Come around, pull in like that truck in the middle there did. Head straight back out when we're done sleeping. Half hour, 25 minutes away from sleeping, so it was probably a good idea I stopped here. Got gas, plus I'll be able to have an easy place to park and get back out. Okay, let's take our little nap. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. Excellent. Everybody had a nice little sleep there. Full tank of petrol. I'm looking to get one of those poppers for my shifter. I don't know. Company that makes really nice ones. It's like half-inch shaft. It's threaded. Well, it's threaded, half-inch thread. Whoa. This is metric since it came from overseas, London. Well, not London necessarily, but England. If you haven't seen the BD8 shifters, take a look at them. They're pretty good. They had a classic come out, their 5th year anniversary or something like that. They're pretty top of the line shifters if you like banging gears. And they're very expensive. Well, I bought one of the classic ones. It didn't convert to sequential. And I got it and it actually had an issue, so I had to deal with them, and they had me send it back to them. I decided to upgrade to the one that also converts to sequential. It's a little more money, but after I saw what I got, they worked with me, helped me replace it. They paid all the shipping and everything back and forth between England and US. Very decent of them. But the issue was their fault. They left a part out of it. It actually puts the gear, puts it in the different gates. Most of them you see are black. Or silver. Just natural metal color, probably aluminum. This one's painted black. This is red stripe on it. It's pretty cool. Matches my rig. But after not using, I had a Fanatec shifter that had the H pattern plus the sequential. This has a much better sequential, and the H pattern is better as well, but I started really missing the sequential because some of the cars I drive in iRacing, like Cup Car, some of the other ones use a manual sequential shifter, so it's nice. I like to try, kind of replicate what the car really has. So I was missing it. I had paddle shifters I could use for the sequential, but the cars that usually use the floor shifter, I'd kind of like to use the floor shifter. So I knew I'd eventually miss it, so I paid extra to get this one over the one I had to send back, which was really cool looking one. It was designated. It was a limited edition, 250 pieces I think they're making. It was pretty cool. And I think we're getting ready to leave California, it looks like. No, we're still in Cali. So that's awful quick. You can tell we leave California by the speed limit goes up. If we don't see the sign. And we're coming to Arizona right here. We can actually go 65 mile an hour. We'll go up to 75 up here shortly, I believe. Should have a nice trip. Heading to Dallas, Texas. 75. H, high gear, 16 speed. 18. Excuse me. It's an 18 speed transmission. So what I got going on here? Why do I have to slow down? Seems like as soon as you get up to speed, they do something to slow you right back down. Get my modded truck on here. I was thinking about just getting another one of these on this profile. I started a new profile for we want to get a Navy convoy, and I want to use that one to try out the other ones. This is the hardcore economy on this one, so it takes me a while to build up the funds to buy a truck. The other one was going to be, I'm going to play that from scratch as hardcore. I don't know about hardcore, but it'll be the realistic economy. I just enjoy that more. And I might just make another one for that. The one I had, we were going to join a convoy. So I don't really want to start where I started in that one. kind of where we're going to join, we had to add a lot more mods, and I didn't really want to add them on top of all these mods I got. I mean, it'd just be sitting as long as you don't activate them, they're not active. So it probably wouldn't hurt anything, but I'm not 100% fluent with all that stuff. I do okay. I've got what I've got's working. I didn't want to risk losing. I've had this profile a long time. I got 193,000 miles on this. 194,000 now on this truck that I bought new in the game. Of course, those are simulated miles. So I've got a lot of time invested in it. At the beginning, it takes forever to start building up with a realistic economy. So I guess I need to start one. I'll just maybe use the one I got. But nah, I'm going to do a different one. I'm just going to start another new one. Put the mods in it I want. I'm going to leave it just vanilla pretty much. I'll do one things like real billboards and companies, things like that in it. I do like the icons, so I may leave that in there. That way I can build up some money. I've deleted the one. I shouldn't have deleted it. I had one that I got a little tired of playing it because I already opened up so many garages and had so much money I could buy anything I wanted. It's kind of boring. That's why I switched over to the realistic economy. Have a nice long play here. That's what this one's for. I'm not going to change that. So I may just buy the other Pete in there, but I'm going to keep this one. So I may try the Kenworth. I kind of like to go with the Kenworth. Try that out, something a little different. My car isn't going to speed up too much so I can get over. Nice. I might get around him here. Guess it don't really matter. I'm not really blocking anything in this game. So I'm the only real person on the roads here. This game's really relaxing. If this is your first time watching, I'm pretty fortunate. I've been retired for about 10 years now. I used to drag race throughout different parts of my life when I was able to. Well, here, we gotta get back over. We gotta slow him down again here. Actually wrecked. I'm paying attention to my downshifting there. I gotta be careful of that. It's a little sloppy. We're back on track now. Road work ahead. They're just moving on lanes that's going to shut down. Yeah. I do like these little things on here. It gives you something to watch for. And we're going to pull off here. We're heading east, not west. grass growing up in the middle of the highway. That's not good. They got a little issue with their foundation there. Clear, so I might as well get over here and go on past our buddy. Hey, dude. Up climb. Going uphill here a little bit. Rest it out there. Cruise on, let it bring us up to 75 when it's able to. Nice rolling hills through here, desert. Looks like a desert biome. Don't see anything much like this out in the east. The thing I love about this game, I've never actually been out to the west. I've been to Oklahoma, about as far west as I've gone. South into Texas, but never been any further west than that. Maybe someday I'll be able to get out there, maybe not. I get to see some of what it looks like this. With some family and some friends that live in Washington. Nice trip. Slow down. Changes. I like the steering wheel I got. It's got these. It's a Asetek Forte Button Box on a round rim that I set up. It really works nice for this. I've got the 6 paddles on the back of it. The upper ones I use for range shifting and the high-low. Blinkers are my shifter paddles. They got these little flicker switches on the top, one on each side. It's just a little toggle switch. It flip it and it goes back to middle. Pay attention to where I'm going here. And the speed. So I'll turn this bad boy over. But the one on the right I use, flip it up, that'll give me, like if I want to turn the cruise control on, I can turn it on. It'll go in 5-mile increments, not 5 miles plus the 4. But it'll take me up to like 65. So I can just click it if I need to speed up, I can just click it a couple times, just whatever. It'll go up and down in 5-mile-an-hour increments once it's on 5 or 0. That's pretty cool. The other side, if I look some way, I can flick it and it'll center my view. I can zoom my display out with that switch as well. On my rotaries, I can change my dash to indicate whatever I want to indicate. Speed, time, trip economy, distance to go. I used that to make sure I wasn't going to run out of gas on one of my deliveries. I didn't want to have to stop for gas. It was right towards the end of my time being able to drive. I got other buttons on there as well, excuse me. One for turn the Jake brake on and off, headlights, windshield wipers, horn. I got Elgato Streamdeck XL. I got several buttons programmed for that to do a lot of things. Shows me how much time I got before I need to sleep. My ETA to the destination. Got things on there like start the engine, turn electronics on and off, ignition on and off, start stop, parking brake, trailer drop. I got the blinker indicators and the headlight indicators on there, so I know whether I got the brights on. I can turn the brights on there, turn them off, emergency blinkers. You can see my map. Go back to the main menu, all that on there. Windows up and down. Blinkers. Turn on a frame rate counter. If I want to take a look, see what type of. I've got a 5090 ASUS TUF OC 5090 in here. Got a 7800 X3D. It isn't really worth upgrading to the 9800. Gain a little bit, but just not groundbreaking. I got the graphics cranked up in here. You can see I'm getting about 100. It'll drop down into the 80s. As long as I'm over 60, I'm happy with it. But I'm using 99% of the 5090s. So this game will suck up the graphics. It's a pretty high-end system I have. I don't think I could upgrade on it. Maybe a little faster memory. I got 6,000 DDR5, 64 gigabytes. I've got 3 M.2 2 terabyte drives in it. I had a 4090. I really like that, but I decided to upgrade it to the 59. I got a really good deal trading it in. Just a couple $100 less than I paid for it, actually. So I traded it in, got me a 5090. As you can see, it don't just blow things away in here. You turn up your graphics detail. It takes a pretty beefy system to run it right. Well, you can run it on a much less system. You just don't have to crank all the graphics up to max and things like that. Plus I'm running triples, so that's a bigger hit on the system as well. But the graphics don't look good. I don't have any graphic mods on here. It's just all ATX graphics. I tweaked out about as far as I can. I think they look pretty decent. I do have a sky mod I can put on, or a graphics mod that changes the sky cap. But it's just darker all the time, and I mean, it's got clouds are more intense. Looks pretty nice. I like to see some sunshine occasionally. There's a couple other games. One of the other games I play a lot is Ark Survival Ascended. Or Ark Survival Evolved. But Ark Survival Ascended, I'm on Ragnarok right now, and it is constantly raining in there, cloudy or dark, overcast. Very rarely is just a nice sunny day in there. It's nice seeing some sun occasionally. The iRacing got depressing because it was raining constantly in there. That's gotten better though. When I got this shifter, I changed a lot of things around. Oh, we're gonna have to stop. No. I've been hitting those way stations at the rest areas sometimes. It helps bypass some of these. Saves you a little time. Like they charge $10 for a wait ticket. You don't bypass all of them. You get to bypass some of them. Got up kind of early this morning. Sorry about the yawning. So I just had to flick my little button twice. I'll get up to 75 mile an hour. I can just drive and watch the scenery. You have like triple monitors, that really opens up the game. Now, if you don't have capability of getting triples, if you can get some type of head tracking, that helps a lot. Because you can look to the sides and it'll scroll over to the sides for you. You can see out the windows. It's a game changer on this. It's kind of, I don't like playing it just a stationary center screen. So before I got triples, I've started playing it with a head tracker. Really changed the game, made it a lot more playable. Before, you'd pull up to a red light, you'd have to have something to be able to look over to the sides, see if anything's coming, and you know, just awkward. The triple screens, it's just like I'm sitting there in the truck pretty much. See, I've shown you, but like out this side, I can see that whole thing on that, on my right screen, and my left screen is basically that view. I did all that without wrecking, thank goodness. 75 mile an hour don't take long to total your truck. Well, I got some issues over there. Yeah, when I'm playing by myself, just playing. A lot of times you'll get something like that right where you need to pull off on your last stop and they want to detour your way out around it. A lot of times I just drive through it if I can. I'm not going to do that. I decided to start playing it as a sim more. Do things like you're supposed to do them. We kind of like to start a new profile from scratch, but I don't really even want to start over. I got so much time in this one. I got a loan to get this truck fairly early in the game. I hated it. It was like forever, and it seemed like I was making no. They charge you a lot of interest right first. And it was pretty nasty trying to pay back the loan. I wasn't making any money. Couldn't expand anything else. So finally, I got it paid off. Well, I've taken one little loan since then. I wanted to get trucks for a couple of my drivers. Upgrade one of them, buy one for another driver after I got both of my garages going. I was basically at a standstill, just driving, collecting money, paying off the loan. It was just taking little dips off of it whenever you make a payment. They hit you every day for a payment. So you end up with no extra money to do anything else with. It was kind of a pain. So I would suggest you either buy a real cheap truck to start with, or a couple in the mod store you can get that are pretty cheap to buy. Used trucks, I haven't seen great value in them. I did buy a used truck for one of my other drivers. So I wanted to get a KW. They had the one with the special edition one that they have out, and it was about 60,000-70,000 off, and it was 4 stars. It had a little bit of the repairs needed, but not much. Some of them you get so many repairs on, by the time you do all the repairs and everything, you don't have as much in it as if you just bought a new one. So I've been just basically buying new trucks for most of them. Now they've all got new trucks except for that one I just bought. It had under 100,000 miles on it, so it was still a good, decent truck. I wanted to try a Kenworth. I haven't even been in it yet. I hate to sideline her just to drive one. So that's what I need to do. My new truck I buy, I'm going to buy a Kenworth, so I'm going to have to put the mod on. Just add it to my mods. It's in there, I just got to activate it. I'll try Kenworth for a while. Plus I have this. I'm just going to park this one. Ain't nobody else going to drive this one. This is my truck. So I put all the miles on it. That's mine. And so will the mod one I get. I'm getting close to where I can buy one now. Get back up to 75 mile an hour now. Really watch where we're at here though. See you currently 143K. Whoops, wrong button, sorry. Car flying. Oh good, he got over for me. I don't have to slow down. Actually, I gotta get off up here, it looks like. No, he just want me to go over there with him. When am I going over there? Unless it's a highway, I don't have to get off there. It's just a avenue in El Paso. I don't need to get off there, so they got me coming back already. I can get over out of the way of this guy. Oh, speed limit 60 now. So I'm passing everybody with reckless abandon. Back over and get down to the 60 where I belong. I didn't pass a police officer. I'm trying to make money, not lose it. So I have 11 hours to go to get to the destination. Got another rest in about 5 hours. So actually I could rest anytime I want. I'm under where I can do the delivery in one day. I want to whittle it down a little bit. You get a detour or something, you can end up extending your time you need. I got 5 hours almost before I need to sleep. I'll wait till dark. San Antonio. So we're going to Dallas. We're heading in this direction. It's not like the New Mexico. They got, you know, these overpasses and stuff look pretty cool. The orange, or the terracotta looking color. I'm not sure what color that is. Sort of a clay brown. It's not really orange, it's kind of brownish, reddish brown. It's like terracotta. A lot of homes out of in the desert. So it's 5 o'clock game war. What real time is it here? I'm on the 10:30. I got up at like 4 o'clock this morning. Way too early. Or 5 o'clock. somewhere between there. Sometimes I wake up and I just don't go back to sleep, so I get up. Advantages of being retired. Disadvantages are I'm getting old. This is my main hobby now. I used to have a bass boat. I got rid of it a couple of years ago. It was going to be a little too much to deal with. So I've got a very nice gaming room. I've gamed my whole life. So I have a very nice gaming room. Got a desk behind me with a PC. I got a 42-inch LG OLED that I use for the screen behind it. I've got a PS5 sitting there. I had an Xbox Series X, but I put it in another room for the grandkids. My grandson, who's 8 years old, just loves playing Ark Survival Ascended with me. I have a server set up. He comes in and plays it on there with me. On the PC I got on the desk back there, that was my first game, actually my second gaming PC I built. I first decided to get into sim racing. I built that one during COVID days, which I did it before I got into sim racing a little bit. But it was very expensive to build because everything was hard to get during that time. Had a 3080 Ti, still got that over there. I've upgraded it to a 5080 now. It's got the same motherboard. It's got a 5950 Ryzen processor. 16-core, 32-thread processor. Pretty nice. It's got the DD4 instead of DD5 memory on it. It performs pretty well. I can play about anything on it. And we're back up to 80. Take a while to get up to that speed. We'll probably have to slow down before we get there. See, we're sort of going into more of a savanna area, it looks like. This true desert. It's starting to be a little more green. Still a lot of sand. And all trucks must exit when flashing. Well, it's not flashing. Pay attention to what I'm doing here. Since I'm playing this as a sim, I wreck. I'm going to have to deal with whatever happens. Lose all kinds of money, I guess. Back up to speed now. Like anything we can't handle. Nice rolling hills. Pretty country. I play some Flight Sim, not a whole lot. It's hard to shift back and forth because if you don't play it all the time, don't remember what control does what. At least I don't. I've played Flight Simulator since early days. Back playing it with a controller on PC because I did play some probably on the Xbox later on, but mostly PC. I don't remember which one I started with, to be honest with you, but it was when you fly into Chicago as your main base. They just had that area up there open. Had a couple other areas, you couldn't fly to them directly. But there was a couple other areas open you could get to. Then I got the one that featured the Twin Trade Centers. That was a couple versions later, a few versions later. I did have that on disc still, but I got rid of that. I threw a lot of that stuff away. I should have kept some of it. But I never would have played it again. 2020 and 2024 Flight Sim. I played 2020 quite a bit, but I haven't played 24 much. Spent so much time in here and then iRacing. Also played Black Ops 6. Got my Master Prestige in that. I haven't played it much since I got that. I still enjoy a game every now and then. And I'll get the new one when it comes out, I'm sure. Ark Survival Ascended. I'm trying to get through Red Dead Redemption 2. Red Dead Redemption was my favorite game of all time before I started playing a lot on the PC. I played that on the Xbox. That was one of my favorite games. I played that thing for 2 years. Then I started playing online. And the whole world opens up to you and you go online. For a long time I wasn't able to, because where I lived had really crappy internet. Then once I got a little bit of internet where I lived out in the country because I had the drag race car I built, and so I had a nice building I could do all that in. And I got 2 hours to go to sleep. Find a nice looking area, I'll just pull over. So I'm down to 7 hours, almost 8 hours on my delivery. I can finish that up in one trip. No problem. I'm cruising at 80. I kind of enjoy going as far as I can that way. While you're running 80. Make up some time here. What games do you all like to play? I may eventually open up my ARC server. It's going to be kind of a long-term role for me, I think. I have some friends I play with that haven't been on a whole lot, and that usually happens a lot. So my grandson got on a couple weeks ago, started playing with me. He's only a couple days a week, or a day a week or so when he comes over. He said he's only 8, so I have to make sure I'm with him and help him out. That's a lot of fun. Love my grandchildren. They're the joy of my life. Take advantage of this area here. It's 8 o'clock, so we'll pop out pretty close to daybreak, sometime around there. Well, these things are usually packed, so it's not very realistic, especially in the evening like this. I have a brother-in-law and a couple nephews that drive truck. I never did. I've basically done a few things in my life, but not drive truck isn't one of them. Nice time to end our run. I may have to get some fuel. I think I showed you the load. This is what we got going on here. Taking it to Dallas so they can get some work done with it. The HDR on. I'm recording this in SDR. The HDR on. It really makes your vision about like real life. It's kind of hard to see right around dusk and sunrise. This is for me. Well, it's nice having you guys along with me on the ride, giving somebody to talk to. I've thought about setting up a streaming setup so I could actually talk to people live. Inspection 1 mile, so we have to stop here. Before I get too rambunctious with my speed. Yep. That's alright, we're just starting out here in the morning. Off. I gotta go here. Middle lane. And we got the go ahead. I don't have the pop-ups come on as a more realistic. I can pull it up if it's something I end up wanting to see. My F5 button will show me what information I'm getting. Delivery, I think I'm driving the Nordschleife on a GT3 for a little bit. Maybe get into a race or two today. Still got about 6 hours to go. in-game hours. We'll get to Dallas and our drop. I have a 300-gallon fuel cell on here, so I can get a good range. Well, I haven't had to stop for gas yet. I'm sure we will probably before we get to Dallas. Maybe not. How many miles have I got to go? Look at my Streamdeck here. 350 miles basically. What kind of range have I got? 800 miles. I don't have to stop for gas. We can drive straight onto the drop. That's cool. 300 miles to go. So we can find some fuel somewhere in Dallas. Go 75-mile-an-hour speed limit. I'll take that all day. You have to be careful of these big loads. I have flipped trucks. That pretty much ruined my trip. Make it that much longer before I get to buy me a new truck. I buy the new truck, I may put that in making the next episode. I'm gonna be buying my new modded truck. It's nice or not. Go on a journey with it. Probably be the Kenworth now that I'm thinking about it. Since I'm keeping this truck, I don't need two of them like this. The other one would probably be nicer and I'd want to drive it all the time. Wouldn't drive this one anymore. I don't want to sell this one. I said I'm not going to let anybody else drive it either. These are all my miles on here. When I get the new truck, I'll have miles on that as well. It's been a long time since I bought a new truck. I put a year, I think, I've been playing this profile probably. Base game, they progress a lot quicker. You get really unrealistic money for deliveries. They try to make the deliveries as realistic as possible. I think I'm getting. I haul this thing to Dallas, I think it's around 10 grand. With the hardcore realistic economy mod. Whether that's right or not, I don't know. They try to gauge it to real runs as much as possible and adjust it every now and then. Whether how close that is, I have no idea. So I've never been a truck driver. I can feel that rumble strips. I got a 4-corner base shaker system on here. I have a couple new things coming. I got a new amp for that. Now I've got a preamp and an amp. This I'll replace it with just the amp. So I'll just have wires from the speakers going into that and that going directly into the PC. Now there's an in-between box for the amplifier. I got a preamp that goes into and that goes to the amplifier. Then to the PC. So I'm replacing that with one thing. Got it from Slipstream. That's where I got my system from originally. So I'm just upgrading that, and I've also got Big Screen Beyond 2 coming by Track. Waiting on delivery. It's supposed to have been delivered this month, but it got delayed. product availability and things, them getting parts in. It's constructed in Los Angeles, USA, California. They're getting the parts in there. They've had some issues. They're doing as best they can. They are shipping, but I'm not sure where I'm at in the queue. I'm sure I'll probably be next month before I get it. I can't wait. I got a MetaQuest 3. I like that, but I wanted something without a battery and just a VR headset. Plug it in DisplayPort. I wanted to give that a good try. The big Screen Beyond 2, if you're familiar with it at all, it's a real small factor headset, which I would think I'll really enjoy. I don't think it'll replace my triple screens for racing or maybe even trucking. I'm going to use it in trucking, and I want to use it. I mean, I use my Quest 3 occasionally in racing. I haven't raced any important races with it or anything. Just I enjoy using it. But I don't know that it'll replace my triples. But it'll be a fun addition. It's one of the reasons I upgraded to the 5090. So I'd have plenty of horsepower to run the VR headset how I want to run it. The 4090 was an excellent card. I really hated getting rid of it. I'd rather got rid of the 3080 Ti I have, but like I said, I couldn't pass up the deal I had on that 4090. It's the only reason I bought a 5090. I think I originally paid $1,830 for it a couple of years ago. They gave me $1,600 trade-in for it at Newegg. I live close to Micro Center, but they were only going to give me $1,100. I wouldn't have never sold my 4090 for $1,100. That was a no-go. $1,600 I had a hard time passing up. It was an ASUS TUF 4090 OC edition. Now I got the ASUS TUF 5090 OC edition. It is a quicker card. It is a beast. It's handled everything I've thrown at it. Not only sim racing, but have it an extender on it so that I can actually plug it into my TV behind me, the LG 42-inch OLED, 120 hertz. This is one of the best pictures I've ever seen. So I can switch it over there if I want to play Arc or something on my 59 instead of the 5080. It runs fine on the 5080, but I can pump up the graphics more on the 5090. It's not a huge difference though. But when I want to do it, it's available. I hated having 59 and not being able to utilize it to play some of my games. Especially demanding, highly graphical games. They're out now. And got 145 miles to go. About 2.5 hours. It won't take us long to get there. It goes pretty quick in the game. I don't know what I did know, but I don't know exactly what the conversion rate is for in-game miles versus real miles. I think you go 7 or 10 miles for every 1 mile you actually drive. It's accelerated when you're driving. Not so much when you're in the city because it slows down a lot when you're out on the highway. It works out pretty well. If you wouldn't want to spend 20 some hours making one delivery in here, nobody ever play the game. Sometimes realistic comes with a price. So some of the sim games need to learn. But you can make things more realistic, like rain constantly. That doesn't mean you should. You have to keep the sims enjoyable for people to play. They're always messing with the bops and stuff, and that's geared towards the professional racers. There are some professional sim racers, pretty much. But they're a very small percentage of the people that actually play, and they're constantly changing the tunes and stuff on the cars, and then you gotta relearn everything. It just sucks. You need to gear it towards more of the general population. If they're getting paid to race or winning money in their races, they're going to race it regardless. The game that at one time was my favorite game of all time, Destiny. Developers completely ruined that game because they wanted people to play it the way they wanted to be played, not the way people necessarily wanted to play it. They completely ruined the game. It took me almost a year to get a weapon out of there that I was trying to get. I finally got all the weapons, and then I just trashed them all basically. Made them all kind of worthless. I didn't mind going for new weapons, but it was way beyond that. Attention where I'm at here. I'm gonna take this exit. Maybe not. Nope. Straight through. I usually take that exit because I'm heading down to Corpus Christi when my base of operations. Pay attention to what I'm doing there. Back on 70. 45 miles, we're almost there. Soon we're going to Dallas. I'm not taking the Dallas exit. Delivery is supposed to be Dallas, but I don't take that exit. Just going straight on whatever road I'm on here. Never had the gypsies sell me wrong yet. Turning this exit either. I am coming bending right after this exit though. Houston. Start slowing down. I'm gonna bypass it. Turning off here anyway. Coming, just stay over the side there, buddy. Going around me. And our delivery's right up here. Figure that's why we were coming this way. Hopefully it won't take me forever to park this bad boy. Sometimes they're good to me, sometimes they're not. Safety lights must be on. Walk through this inspection station here. Deliver it over to there. Thank you. Right around the corner here. I think it's a straight pull on parking. I have it on random parking. I have it so I can't enact the parking thing or just automatically parks you. So I gotta park it. Some of it's taking me a while. Exactly where it's over on this side. Probably gonna have to back it in. Find it so we see what we got there. Maybe over on the other side of this. It is, I'm sure it's one I can't pull straight through to. That's it. Find out when we get over there, I guess. If I commit where I'm going, let me see if I can see where it's at. Looks like it's not this way, is it? Yeah, right there it is. And of course there's a truck right behind it. So probably need to come around. Maybe I can go that way. We'll see. It says this is the wrong way. They do everything you can to make it hard for you to do this crap. I had one delivery I had to make. Looked like it was a pull through, so I went over behind. It was in a garage. I have no idea where this is going. Can't really look out the window that way. There's an outside camera I can get up, but I'm trying to do it without it. If I get to where I can actually see where it goes, and I can guide it into it. Oh, I'm way too far here. It goes right beside that truck there. I'm gonna have to pull around this way, right? Well, I'm not that far off of it, am I? Turn that way. I have to come further. I'm gonna miss that truck sitting there. It's a hard perspective, man. I'm not missing that truck, am I? Look, I think I gotta go to the other side, the way it's pointing at the truck. Yeah. Okay. Just missed the front of that truck and get it angled back in there pretty tight. Right. I'm gonna hit the truck. It's a lot easier if I turn on my rearview mirror camera. I'm gonna try to do it without doing that. Back a little bit before I start turning. So I can't really gauge my distances. Gonna hit that truck again. We're doing okay. Come on, big guy. Come back the other way here. Nope. A little more. Now let's cut it. Not too far the other way now. Yeah. Man, this is hard. Doing this with just your mirrors. Can't see that way. Okay. Straighten it back up a little bit here. Nope, wrong way. Okay. Crap. What am I stuck on here? Let's see. Closer to that truck so I can see what I'm getting there. Doesn't have room to maneuver once I get there. I'm gonna get this straightened up so I can see. Ah. I'm gonna figure this out yet. See what I'm seeing. So I'll put this so it's in my front view here. Problem is that it really makes it hard for me to where I gotta turn things. bit so you can see better. Oh, I didn't know. I think we're going to get it here. I can keep seeing, but I want you to be able to see. Get over a little further. I need to get my view back centered, sorry. I can see out my other. I need to look through the other mirror here. We'll just go back up until we turn her green. I know I don't do this as well as some of these professional truckers, but I only play one in a video game. There we go. Take a look at where we're at here. Okay. Not bad, it works. That wasn't the easiest thing in the world. Let's park this bad boy. You'll see it actually uncoupling it, so. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. I'll try to get my backing up skills a little better. It's kind of hard when I'm moving my camera around like that, but it was hard anyway. So, hope you enjoyed the trip. Like I said, next episode I'll be purchasing a new truck. Probably be Kenworth since I already got a Pete. So, have a great day. Happy trucking. See you later. This is TA TrakRacer.